Trump said the golden age of America begins right now. Twice he bragged about a landslide victory. That was in no way a landslide victory.
And to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. Election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
Ever wonder what happens when a reality TV star becomes president? Well, buckle up folks, because Trump's inauguration was like nothing we've seen before. From bizarre speeches to awkward family moments, it was a circus unlike any other. Jimmy Kimmel breaks it all down, from Trump's America's decline comment to his plans for Mars. It's like watching a toddler try to drive a car. Hilarious, but also kind of terrifying. Alright folks, gather around for the comedy show of the century, Trump's inauguration speech. Remember when presidents used to sound all fancy and smart? Well, Donnie decided to throw that idea out faster than he tweets at 3 a.m. So picture this. Trump waddles up to the mic, looking like he just realized he left the stove on at Trump Tower. He clears his throat, and we all brace ourselves for what's about to come out of that mouth of his.
It was, I was going to say historic, but it was really just a very weird day in our country's history today. A day that was unimaginable 4 years ago, and it's still pretty hard to wrap your head around. Donald Trump became the first convicted felon to be sworn in as President of the United States today. He is selling inauguration Bibles to celebrate. He launched a new meme coin over the weekend. President McRib is back for a limited time, only 4 years. Today at noon Eastern, our long national nightmare was officially sworn in. Another time, a second time.
Boy, did he deliver. The Orange in Chief starts rambling about America's decline. Yeah, you heard that right. Suddenly, every history teacher in the country is scrambling to update their textbooks. I mean, who knew our founding fathers were so concerned about the nation's package? But wait, there's more. Trump then goes on a wild tangent about planting flags on Mars. Is this guy running for president or auditioning to be the next Captain Kirk? I half expected him to whip out a lightsaber and declare, "May the Trump be with you." As Trump keeps spewing his word salad, the crowd's faces go through more changes than his hair in a windstorm. It starts with confusion, moves to horror, and ends up somewhere between "did I leave the oven on" and "is this real life?"
Going first couple welcomed the incoming president and first lady, which was interesting to watch. Trump actually got involved in Melania's outfit for this ceremony. Biden and Trump rode together to the Capitol in a limousine like a divorced couple on their way to their kid's graduation. Jill Biden rode with Melania Trump. They both cried the whole way there, different reasons. Kamala Harris invited J.D. Vance to the vice president's residence at the Naval Observatory for a ceremonial humping of the Millard Fillmore futon.
Political analyst Jane Smith summed it up perfectly. It was like watching a toddler try to give a TED Talk. Ouch, but hey, at least toddlers are cute when they babble nonsense. The speech just keeps getting weirder. Trump starts going on about betrayals and empires like he's auditioning for Game of Thrones. I'm pretty sure I heard him mutter "winter is coming" at one point, but that might have just been the collective shiver running down America's spine. As he wraps up his speech, everyone's left wondering if they just witnessed history or a really bad SNL skit. The only thing missing was Alec Baldwin popping out and yelling, "Live from New York, it's Saturday night."
He was in the building. He was being chased by a man dressed as a buffalo, but he showed up anyway. He showed up without mother. Karen Pence opted not to celebrate the man who was all good with a bunch of yahoos killing her husband. A lot of people were surprised to see the former Vice President Mike Pence show up, but he did. No, that's not him. That is definitely not him. Mike is actually the fun one in the couple. The award for best dressed at today's inauguration, let's go back to that, went to Senator John Fetterman, who it looked like his mom interrupted his Fortnite game and forced him to come downstairs.
But hold on to your MAGA hats, folks, because the day's not over yet. Trump's got a whole inauguration to bumble through, and if his speech is any indication, we're in for one heck of a ride. Alright folks, gather around for the next episode of Trump Tries Tradition. a comedy show where our favorite reality TV star attempts to play president. Spoiler alert, it's about as graceful as a hippo doing ballet. So picture this, Trump and Biden sharing a limo ride to the inauguration. Talk about awkward. It was like watching a divorced couple forced to carpool to their kid's graduation. You could practically smell the tension through the TV screen. I bet even the Secret Service agents were cringing. But wait, it gets better. Melania shows up looking like she raided Johnny Cash's closet. Turns out Trump suggested she dress like a goth Al Capone, because nothing says first lady like a 1920s mobster with a gothic twist, right? I guess when you're married to Trump, every day is Halloween.
The Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire.
You know, John, even Adam Sandler wears a suit to the Golden Globes. After he was sworn in, Trump gave his second inaugural address, which I have to say was more ominous than I anticipated.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
And let's not forget the Trump clan, strutting in like they're auditioning for Keeping Up with the Kremlin-Dashians. They looked more ready for a red carpet than a presidential inauguration. I half expected them to start plugging their newest fragrance line, Eau de Ego by Trump. Now you'd think Trump would at least try to act presidential during the ceremony, but nope. Our boy Donnie fumbled through the traditions like a fish trying to ride a bicycle. Historian Dr. Bob Johnson summed it up perfectly. It was like watching someone play president without reading the rule book. Gee, you think? As Trump struggled to remember which hand goes over his heart during the national anthem, you could almost hear the founding fathers collectively face-palming from the afterlife. George Washington was probably wishing he could cross the Delaware one more time, just to smack some sense into this guy.
The whole thing was very formal. You could see Melania Trump being escorted into the rotunda by her new boyfriend. Of course, I'm kidding about Donald and Melania are very, very much in love. There they are. The reporters, they asked Joe Biden what his message for the day was, and he said joy was his message for the day, which I think that's the name of the nurse who gives him his sponge baths. The whole Trump family came out of their holes to celebrate. First, marionette-in-law Jared Kushner is back. You can see him here saying hello to all the billionaires who showed up.
But the real kicker came after the ceremony. Trump, in all his infinite wisdom, decided to sign a stack of executive orders. Now, normally this would be a solemn moment, but with Trump, it looked more like he was autographing MAGA hats at a rally. I half expected him to whip out a Sharpie and start doodling on the Constitution. Well, folks, it looks like Trump's inauguration was the weirdest crossover episode between reality TV and politics we've ever seen. Who knew The Apprentice White House edition would be such a train wreck? But here's the kicker. All this craziness might actually be good for something. Kimmel pointed out that the bizarro world of Trump's presidency has got people paying attention to politics like never before. And turns out when you've got a president who acts like he's still on a reality show, people start tuning into the political channel, and not just to watch the train wreck, but to actually get involved. Who knew Orange Turd would be the one to make town hall meetings cool again? So remember, folks, while democracy might look like a bad toupee right now, it only works if we all pretend not to notice the problems and actually do something about them. Maybe in 4 years, we'll wake up from this really long, really strange dream. Until then, keep your remote handy. This show's far from over.